Up next on AMSOIL Championship Off-Road, rounds 3 and 4 from Antigo, Wisconsin. Tricky track conditions greet the world's greatest short course drivers at this historic and renowned race venue. In Pro 2, Ryan Beat and Mickey Thomas continue their hard-charging to-and-fro battle. CJ Greaves continues his early domination. Will we watch a legend make history today as CJ's racing for his 100th Pro Truck victory? And the inaugural LeDuc Cup is set as the off-road race community honors one of the greatest racers of all time. This is Haley Shanley. AMSOIL Champ Off-Road and the Antigo Off-Road National on Fox Sports starts right now.
150 plus horsepower about to unleash. Play Clyde, we're underway in Pro 2.
There is thunder in the valley here in Crandon.
Right back line.
Wow, heavy contact. Greaves with a run. They come into the line, they make contact. But
rotates a little bit. Here comes Cole Neighbor. Kyle Cheney is hunting down CJ Greaves. Henderson stumped the truck. Who's going to get their truck to turn one first? It looks like it's Corey Winter, Jared Brooks, Keegan Kincaid.
Hello everyone and welcome to AMSOIL Championship Off-Road. We're here in the beautiful, idyllic, north central Wisconsin city, Antigo, Wisconsin for the Antigo Off-Road National rounds 3 and 4 of Champ Off-Road. Brent, we raced the opener back at Dirt City Motorplex in Lena. It's a tight track. We're here at Antigo. It is another tight track. Tell us what the action is going to look like.
Well, it's going to be a carnage fest in a lot of these classes because there's no room to pass. There's no room really to play. You have to move people out of the way 90% of the time, but it's a bull ring. I love it. The real drivers will come out on the top.
The action's going to get hot, but before we can get to the action, let's take a closer look at this track with our GoPro lap of the day.
long front chute past what is now a packed house here in the grandstands. Basically the fastest straightaway on the track into a deceptively tight corner. You kind of sweep across the oval and then hard right-hander down into the infield, and then the first of two big tabletops here at Lions Roaring Raceway.
Yeah, then you come through this little chicane through the GoPro corner here. You have to be on your A game. You can't afford to slide up towards that K-rail. You got to muscle your way through. Then you head through a really tough section.
Couple roller jumps, and then the biggest jump on the course, the most vertical jump. We'll see every pro class tripling that big tabletop before this right-hander.
Yeah, and then it's just a flat-out foot race. You're wide open, pedal to the metal, all the way around this right-hander. You have to apex this right, otherwise you can end up into the fence.
And right here, halfway through, right where turn 4 meets turn 5, we're going to see a hole develop there. It was there all day yesterday through practice, especially watch out Pro Spec and Pro Light.
And now let's check in with the third member of our team, Haley Shanley. She's down trackside.
Your defending champion, CJ Greaves. CJ, after Dirt City, we got to talk about it. How are we moving forward from it? What's been done following round 2?
Yeah, I mean, we had a crazy weekend. New truck. All 3 vehicles I was racing at Lena, Dirt City were brand new this year. So we knew we were going to have some bugs to work out. We got a little bit of testing in, thought we were kind of had a good home base, and just had some fluke issues with the steering in the Pro 4.
Well, hey, you're the winningest Pro 4 driver here at Antigo, and you are about to reach a milestone this weekend. Let's say you sweep the weekend, Pro 4. That's 100 truck wins. Have you thought much about that stat? Do you put too much thought into it, or you just go out and race every time and maybe hope for the best?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is, on top of that, I'm undefeated in Pro 4 at Antigo. So I think that has been brought up more than the 98 truck wins, but and possibly being able to go for 100 this weekend is just having such a good run here in Pro 4 alone. So just keep our head down, do our thing, and have fun.
Well, coming up next, it is time for the big dogs, Pro 2. Brent, what can we expect from this Pro 2 field on this tight track here at Antigo?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who wins these Pro 2 races this weekend, because not only it's a bull ring, but we have a lot of great talent. Guys like Mickey Thomas, we have Keegan Kincaid back in the field, Johnny Holger, but Ryan Beat, he's one to watch.
Pro 2 about to be underway.
Well, let's see who can get to turn 1 first. Johnny Holger or Ryan Beat. Here we go.
Looked like Beat maybe got a better jump on Holger on this start.
Remember, this corner widens out really wide. Look at Holger trying to go the long way around.
Beat just trying to stay down on the bottom. They made some contact. Ryan Beat muscles his way into the lead. Now here comes Mickey Thomas to the back bumper of Johnny Holger.
Yeah, Mickey Thomas, round 3 winner. And that Mystic Lubes ride, trying to duck underneath John Holger. There's Ryan beating that Toyo Tires ride, trying to check out early.
See, everybody in Pro 2 can triple that big tabletop, no problems. Thomas again shows a wheel to the inside of Holcher. Kyle Greaves, Keegan Kincaid,
We got one upside down.
Big trouble for Ricky Gutierrez. See if he's able to get that thing put dirty side down and rejoin this race. We've seen it a couple times where a driver comes into that corner, hooks that rut. It's really easy to roll over if you come in too hot and heavy.
This is where the battle's starting to heat up right now. Behind Ryan Beat. There's Beat going through your screen. This is what we're talking about. The Yokohama Tires trying to dig deep to hold off that Mystic Oil ride.
Yeah, Thomas, like we talked about, Mickey Thomas is really patient. He'll sit and study John Holcher for a couple laps here before he finally finds an opportunity.
Yeah, you got to remember, Johnny Holcher laid down the fastest lap in round 3, so he's showing you that he can put a gap on Mickey Thomas. You really don't want to hurt your trucks this early in the race.
Yeah, Holcher just needs to run clean lines, and right there he pushed a little bit wide. Went off the side of the jump there, and that's going to let Thomas sneak on by in a second.
Yeah, watch John. He's going to try to drive down to that bottom, but Mickey has that grip on that outside. Look at him pull away from Johnny.
Yeah, Thomas really hooked up right now. Thomas now will go to work trying to run down Rowdy Ryan Beat out front here in round 4 Pro 2.
Kyle Greaves now moving into the 4th spot. There's Ryan Beat, the Bill Stein Shocks ride, Toyo Tires. Trying to work his way around. So cool, watch that shot, finessing that throttle now on one of the fun parts of this racetrack, going over 2 little singles and then kicking it off that tabletop.
Little nose heavy landing there for Ryan Beat. Remember, Beat's an old motocross guy, so those kind of jumps, no problem for him to adapt that to how to drive a truck over that kind of feature. We're set up for another good finish. Haley, what else can you tell us about Pro 2 here?
Well, Ricky G, the number 78, is a non-factor right now, but the eye test says he's been driving well, and actually I'm looking at him go by right now, and I do see fluid coming out the top of the vehicle, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. But the reason why he had exited the race after his 3rd DNF 1 round ago is actually, I think you guys had mentioned it earlier in the show, it was air pockets throughout the water system, the radiator, the hoses, and when that happens, the temperature rises so much so that they felt that they may have even hurt the motor. But the guys were working on the truck until 2 a.m. They had to be back at 7 a.m. and they were thrashing to get this truck back together as of 1 hour ago. So no time for even a shakedown.
So we're going to get back to business here. Ryan Beat, Mickey Thomas, Johnny Holcher, your top 3 in Pro 2 is back underway.
Boy, Kyle Greaves jumped on a line right away. He's side by side with Johnny Holcher going into turn number 1.
Greaves trying to dive down to the bottom through turn 1. He almost ran out of space down there.
Yeah, John Holcher got a nice run out of that turn, gets that spot back from Kyle Greaves. And here's our battle for the lead. Mickey Thomas all over the back door, Ryan Beat.
Yeah, Thomas was right to the inside of Beat through GoPro corner. But Beat slides back in front.
All 4 or 5 of these trucks getting through that turn very clean. Here comes Kyle Greaves again, but Johnny Holcher sealing that deal.
Yeah, it seems like Kyle Greaves maybe has found another gear here in this second half since that restart. There is Greaves again, trying to get alongside Johnny Holcher down the front straightaway.
Yeah, there's 2 different lines going into this first turn. Watch Johnny Holcher, he's gonna stay to the top side, try to get that run. Kyle Greaves gonna make a little love contact there and exit.
Yeah, throwing some elbows in that battle for second and third. How about this battle for the lead starting to get hot? Thomas puts a bumper onto the back of Ryan B.
Yeah, he put a little bumper. Now he bumps on the bedside, trying to move him out of the way. This is going to get interesting. Thomas just bonsaiing off that tabletop. He goes to the inside of Pete. Here we go, Shane.
Trying to get that run down the back straightaway there, side by side. Beat with a little bit more speed. He'll slide back in front.
This is not over yet. Thomas is definitely finding some speed late in this race.
It is a long way from over as they come onto the front straightaway. Just inside 2 minutes to go before the white flag. Thomas bumper to bumper now with Beat into turn 1.
Look at that setup pass by Mickey Thomas. He's door to door, fender to fender.
See if he tries to cross over and go down to the bottom in turn 2.
He better not open the door here on exit. Thomas has really dialed this in. He goes back to the bottom. He's gonna move Beat out of the way.
Throwing some more elbows here in this battle for the Pro 2 lead, and Beat able to play defense once again.
Wow, just sending it off that tabletop once again. Thomas over-rotates a little bit, gives that gap away back to Ryan Beat.
So Thomas will have to now go back to work with just over a minute left on the clock. See if he can reel him back in. What a drive by Ryan Beat. Thomas just gave him a couple really strong attempts at a pass there. White flag will fly. 1 lap to go for rowdy Ryan Beat out of Iron Station, North Carolina. Thomas starting to fall back just a little bit. I'm sure Thomas is taking a peek at those temp gauges by now and knows exactly what's going on with his truck.
Yeah, from Dawsonville, Georgia, he's trying to lay down the quickest laps, but you can see that gap on our screen. Ryan Beat looks to have what it takes to win round number 4. He has a couple more corners left to go.
Drifting back onto the back straightaway here at Antigo Lions Roaring Raceway. One last time through the sweeper. Well, 2 wins on the season so far for Mickey Thomas. Looks like Ryan Beat trying to match that after 4 rounds as he's going to get it done. Ryan Beat, your round 4 Pro 2 winner.
What a strong run by Ryan Beat. There is the hurt and wounded Mickey Thomas, if you ask me.
Ryan, you were unstoppable, and having to hold him off there for a battle for so many laps there, it was so close. So how did you do it?
Yeah, I just had to get up on the wheel and drive the thing, right? Not be a sissy, go for it, right? So I kind of just told myself, look, we're gonna go home here, or we're gonna end up wadded up. So had to send it, right? So it was a good race, man. Mickey was hauling. It was just such a blistering pace. I mean, I think this is the fastest pace Pro 2's had in many years. So we're just excited to keep the ball rolling this year.
Up next, the AMSOIL Pro Side-by-Side class is ready to go green amid the mud. Perhaps we'll answer the question, just how many tear-offs does a racer need?
AMSOIL Championship Off-Road is brought to you by AMSOIL, specialized lubricants engineered for what you drive.
Welcome back, everyone, to AMSOIL Championship Off-Road here at Antigo Lions Roaring Raceway for the Antigo Off-Road National. Coming up next on the racetrack, AMSOIL Pro Side-by-Side. Brent, weather conditions a little tricky. What can we expect to see here?
Well, you got to be really patient, especially when you know you need a lot of tear-offs. You might need to put a rag underneath your leg. Do whatever you need to do. And then you put in all these tight turns. You have to be on your A game here at Antigo.
4-wheel drive machines ready to take off. Here we go.
Father and son Van Embren lead the field down into turn 1 for the first time, and you can see how sideways everyone's getting. One car went way to the outside. That might have been Baker, and my goodness, did he get a good run out of turn 1.
Yeah, he must have been watching that pro light race earlier. You go up by that fence. That is where the clay wasn't so packed, so maybe he found some grip up there.
He was so far outside that I thought he just missed turn 1, but he was running on the outside and put a great run together.
Baker's not wasting any time in the 21. Oh, he makes contact.
Wow, that's Dicey making contact, headed for that big tabletop, but Baker pitching it way sideways again, trying to get that run on Rodney Van Embren, and he does. So Kanan Baker comes from the 3rd row to take the lead here on lap 1. It could just be that the car is a little bit tired after how hard he was pushing the first half. I think that's just the tire pressure that he's running, trying to find any kind of traction he can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Carlson, man, sorry, Andrew, we didn't see you come through the field there.
He snuck up on everybody, including Kanan Baker, on his way to take this race lead. 30 seconds left on the race clock. That means 2 laps to go in this one.
Man, it's just so hard to see these cars, especially on our screen. They all just look like brown mud on the car. Trying to catch that number plate as they go by.
Both Van Embren still running 3rd and 4th. The last time past the stripe, CJ Greaves lost a couple spots.
Yeah, he's putting in the work, he's putting in the effort. Him and his team have been around quite a while now. I mean, he's running Pro 4 as well later on, so he definitely gets a good look at the track. He's running different divisions. He's pitching it in the infield.
Got one long sweeping corner to go, and he's going to pick up win number 2 here.
Just has to navigate this big right-hand sweeper. You can just see how delicate he's being there. Just very small inputs on the steering wheel, trying to keep that thing pointed the right direction. Andrew Carlson takes the win here in round number 3. Kaden Baker looked very strong out front, but he'll settle for second place once again. I don't know what the drivers were up against. Take a good look there at Andrew Carlson's helmet. How much mud is caked on the front of that thing. Drivers look absolutely exhausted down there getting out of those cars.
I got a really good run off the jump there and then just hugged the bottoms, found a bunch of grip. The second half the lines came to me. We were super fast around the outside, and it was nice. Everyone was washing up, and it just kind of ran underneath them.
Still ahead, one of the fastest growing classes at AMSOIL Championship Off-Road, it's time for Pro Spec. These are two-wheel drive light pickups available to the general public. But trust me, there is nothing light about this race. But first, let's check in with off-road racing legend, Mr. Scott Douglas.
It's a short track. I've always loved the short tracks, but this short track gets really slick. There's 3 things. It's the dirt, and it's the speed, and it's the short track, the tightness of it. So what I mean by the speed is we can go around the outside of this place and get tons of speed. Most short tracks you can't do that, but here you don't even have time. You're constantly thinking, and you're constantly setting up things.
Welcome back to AMSOIL Championship Off-Road from Antigo, Wisconsin and the historic Antigo Lions Roaring Raceway. Can it get any racier in round 4 of Pro Spec? Here's Shane and Brent with the call.
Good example of the tire wars here in Champ Off-Road as well. Yokohama, Kenda, make up your front row as we're off and running here in Pro Spec. Dead even as they go into turn 1. Parsons on the inside, Visser on the outside, and already they're making contact.
Yeah, they made a lot of contact down going into turn number 1. Now they're heading back into that section we were just talking about, this little chicane. You got to tiptoe your way through. You don't want to go around early.
Mandanel's able to sneak by Visser as well. Look at Visser put it up on the bicycle. Parsons got crossed up. He got a door from Vandenelsen, and Chris Vandenelsen takes over the lead.
I had a chance to talk to Chris Vandenelsen last night, and I told him, hey, sometimes you got to put your elbows up. You got to protect yourself. You're not out there for anyone else. You can be friends off the track, but you don't need to be friends on the track.
Whoa.
Look at this!
Parsons gave it right back. That is heavy contact, and Parsons just blew a left rear tire. Now Visser back into the race lead.
Man, all that contact
hurt
Parsons. Here comes Vandenelsen now back to the inside.
It is getting spicy on lap 1 here in Pro Spec. Parsons is going to have to get in and change that left rear tire.
Well, I mean, you said it earlier, and now's the time to do it, but it's so early, it's going to be hard to get out before that leader comes back around. Visser.
Yeah, how does he want to play this? You have to get that changed before the caution. You can see it's already a handful to drive, and the tire broke free from the bead. So
I mean, there was at least 3-4 times they made contact, so anytime they got a bead lock on that wheel, it's supposed to protect it, but just from the side load, not from contact.
Well, Christopher Parrish now slides into the 3rd spot. He's up to the back bumper of Vandenelsen. It looks like maybe Diesel Shattuck having some issues.
Well, regardless of the end result after the tech inspection in the last round with Christopher Parrish being disqualified after the win, what we know from him, regardless of that, is that he's a wheelman. He's going crazy fast out there, but what I'm really excited in the second half of the race is to see how he's going to conduct himself in this battle that I expect to be between the top 3. We've seen time and time again for years now, and many battles between Nick Visser and Chris Vandenelsen. Sometimes things are dicey. 100% of the time, it is a great race. So we know their personalities. We know those two's driving styles, but I'm really just excited to sit back and learn more about this guy's on-track personality and how he's going to navigate this with these two sandwiched outside of him. So this is going to be fun to watch.
We saw Parrish trying to stick a nose in on Visser the last time through Cooper Tire's corner. Tell you what, for all his issues with side bite, Vandenelsen not falling back whatsoever of our leaders. And Parsons having some more issues as he spun out there. Able to get back underway.
Well, look at Parrish. Watch his drive. He gets out of this bottom. But Visser, he's starting to go up to the top of the track, so he does get a good bite. It was just a little bit later than Parrish. Watch Parrish go on this outside. He's going to creep back to the bottom.
He is trying the high side. Vandenelsen following Parrish on the high side. Look at Parrish now go down to the bottom, and it's a drag race down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Parrish did exactly what I said he was going to do. That's where you want to go. That's the fast line around here in Antigo.
Visser is going to fight back on the inside. Now Visser might have the advantage.
Oh,
they make
big contact.
Here comes Vandenelsen, able to sneak by. Parrish had to dodge that tabletop. He'll fall back to third.
Yeah, Vandenelsen, he's in the mix now. We'll see if Chris Vandenelsen settled down just a little bit.
Still a long way to go in this one. Over 2 minutes left before we see the white flag for Pro Spec.
Yeah, I don't think you're done seeing Parrish in this top two. He's still got a lot up his sleeve. He just made one little bobble that last time by.
Well, we've seen a couple of mistakes now from all of our top three drivers.
Look at that. Oh, Visser goes up on the bicycle. He went out of our screen.
That's going to cost him a lot of momentum down the front straight. Look at Parrish come storming to the inside of Vandenelsen.
I told you guys, Parrish isn't done yet. He's trying to make that pass on Vandenelsen.
Everyone just pushing the pace so hard. Parrish squeezes between Visser and Vandenelsen. Now they're locked in a drag race headed for turn 2.
Yeah, there's not enough room to go through this little chicane right here. We're going to have to see who gives.
Wow, and then Vandenelsen puts a fender into Visser. Pro Spec's putting on one heck of a show here in round 4.
Wow, Vandenelsen now really putting the heat on.
For the moment, Vandenelsen back into second. He's going to try to make a run at the lead again here on Visser. And Visser missed that jump.
Yeah, Visser missed the jump, but Vandenelsen, he's going to take that spot over. Chris Vandenelsen, 66, goes to the lead.
Whoa, and Visser up on the bike, able to set it back down.
It was Joey Chipwood style.
Visser was up on the bike and still slid in front of Vandenelsen. A three-way battle for the lead down the front straightaway.
Wow, what a Pro Light spec race. You see the sparks coming out of Parrish's truck.
Vandenelsen now trying the bottom. He's door-to-door with Parrish right on the back bumper of Nick Visser.
Now you got to remember Parrish and Vandenelsen. Oh, he's all locked up.
Well, we told you it would be spicy. We're inside of a minute left on the race clock, and now Vandenelsen bullies his way back into the lead.
Boy, Chris Vandenelsen, he must be listening to us up in the booth. He knows he needed to settle down. He's doing a fine job, finds himself out front. You said Bob Nash is on the headset. He probably said, hey, dude, if you want to win this thing, you better put your head down.
Well, now Vandenelsen trying to run away and hide. There's the battle for second. Visser, Christopher Parrish as they go into turn 4. Look at Visser just putting it up on the bike a little bit again. That's going to let Parrish try to get a run on the bottom. White flag is out for Pro Spec.
One more time around for Chris Vandenelsen. Here comes Parrish to the inside of Visser again.
Visser trying the crossover move. We'll see if Parrish can try to run down Chris Vandenelsen now.
Wow, Chris Vandenelsen better get on the loud pedal right now because Parrish is on the move.
Coming up on half a lap to go. All three of these guys have led laps in this race. Just an unbelievable battle that we've seen.
This is going to be really tricky right here. Remember, this is where Parrish is really strong. He knows how to creep to the outside and climb back to the bottom. They're side by side again, Antigo.
Parrish now to the inside into turn 4. Who can hold the speed? Who can hold the line?
It's going to come down to the wire, Shane. They're going to be side by side. Vandenelsen goes too wide. Parrish is going to win.
Takes the win. Vandenelsen second, and Visser will have to settle for third.
This one has to feel so validating, and to prove once again that you were the guy in Pro Spec. What's this mean to you?
It means a lot. First and foremost, I want to thank Team Chevy, Bill Steen, AMSOIL, Toyo Tires, Steal It, everybody who's made this possible, this opportunity. I just want to say thank you. It means a lot to be here and running at this competitive, at this competitive level of drivers.
When Champ Off-Road roars back to Antigo, it's time for the Pro Buggies to fly. But first, a huge shout out and congrats to our Yokohama Hard Charger Award in the 170 class, Drew Gerber.
Drew, your first race, buddy, and you made a bunch of passes out there. What lines worked so good for you?
Just the dry lines, we stuck to them, and tried to keep our momentum and catch the guys in front of us.
Welcome back to AMSOIL Championship Off-Road here at the Antigo Off-Road National for rounds 3 and 4. And next up, I've said this before, I am a buggy dork, and it is time for some buggy racing. Pro buggy next on the track. What are we looking for in this pro buggy race?
Well, we're looking for the same guys week in and week out. Guys like Mark Steinhardt, they got a shot at this thing. But my eyes are set on guys like Billy Booth. They really know how to prep these cars, get them ready week in and week out. So you better pay attention. Pro buggy's one to watch.
Bonacci takes control of the field. The green flag about to fly here for Pro Buggy.
Well, here we go. Bonacci took off right where he left off in round 3. He finds himself out front early, going to try to beat everyone to turn 1.
Look at Billy Booth go way wide, looking for some dry dirt on the top side. And Minder slid right across the racetrack, almost nosed into one of those tractor tires.
Yeah, that's what we just talked about. I said you got to be careful in the beginning parts of this race. You don't want to overshoot these turns because you put yourself out of contention to win this big race.
2 different line choices through the GoPro corner, and more trouble for Minder as he goes around.
Yeah, we got a parking lot down there as well, Shane.
Yeah, collected Tony Keepers, Chase Gare. Looks like Steinhardt collected in that as well, so he's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to get back toward the front.
Bonacci still holding on to that spot. The car looks really good early.
Right, Mason's looking for an opportunity to get past Bonacci, but he's got to be really careful because Bernlohr is hot on his heels as well. Now Bonacci trying the inside line and GoPro corner.
Hey, maybe his spotter was saying, hey, that's where they're trying it behind you. Start switching up your lines, or maybe he's just that talented as a race car driver to keep searching.
Bonacci switching up the strategy a little bit there to see maybe a 10-car length lead now over Dave Mason Jr. Bernlohr coming on strong as we're about to the halfway point.
Yeah, I was just going to say we better be coming close to that halfway. And there it is, Dave Mason Jr. And I see a little something on Mason Jr. on the right rear is going down, definitely,
yeah,
Shane.
No doubt about it.
We'll get a good look at it here.
Flat right rear tire for Dave Mason Jr. He's got to get in the hot pit and try to get that thing changed as fast as possible.
Well,
Bonacci, Bernlohr, Booth, Cole Bernlohr, and Logan Christensen now with a top 5 position.
Wow, what a crazy start. Jordan Bernlohr really shot out of a cannon. We'll see if he can reel in Bonacci.
Oh, and Bonacci hooked one of those holes. That'll cost him a little bit of speed, a little momentum as they go down the front straightaway. Oh, and Bonacci got crossed up again over that second jump.
Yeah, that's going to open the door. Jordan Bernlohr is going to try to go underneath, but Bonacci closes that door right back. And it looks like Billy Booth now trying to put the pressure back on Jordan Bernlohr. The Mud Muncher ride of the 51, looking to prove that his car is starting to work late in this race. He did that at Lena. He waited until late in the race to make his passes, and he found himself in the lead.
Lorenzo Bonacci is going to stare at the checkered flag, and that's 3 in a row now for Bonacci. Bernlohr across the line second. Billy Booth, a hard-fought 3rd place finish.
Still ahead, time for the big show, the extreme madness of Pro 4, as the world's greatest short course racers prepare for a showdown.
AMSOIL Championship Off-Road is brought to you by AMSOIL, specialized lubricants engineered for what you drive.
Welcome back once again here to Antigo, Wisconsin, AMSOIL Championship Off-Road. Brent, we love racing here. The crowd's so passionate. They love their off-road racing here in Antigo, Wisconsin. And this is what they came to see. Pro 4 is next. What should we watch for in this one?
Well, there's a lot of great talent in this class. We're watching CJ Greaves as he shows up this weekend. He's looking to capitalize and get win number 100 in the trucks this year. So that's one to watch. Then you got guys like Jimmy Henderson coming out with a brand new truck. He has big things in store.
But right now, we're about to go green flag racing. Pro 4 underway.
.900 horsepower trucks thundering into turn 1. How about Johnny Greaves sticking a nose down to the inside of Henderson and playing some bully ball? He just moved Henderson right out of the way.
Yeah, he took that spot away early as now we go into the GoPro turn for the first time. CJ Greaves out front, the wild man in second. Oh, there's a big carnage fest right there down on the bottom.
Yeah, it looked like a parking lot there for a second. Kyle Cheney might have lost fire, finally able to get back going. There is Justin Wills in the 36, also able to rejoin this one.
Now Johnny Greaves finds himself in second spot, gonna try to hunt down his son. Remember, CJ Greaves going for win number 100 today in the truck classes.
And when he gets out front like this, he is very tough to track down. Good look at the Monster Energy Toyota there. Henderson now into that third spot around the wild man, Adrian Jenny.
There's the United Rentals ride of Jimmy Henderson in that 44 Maxxis Tires ride. First time out with that brand new truck. Looked very fast anytime he put it out on the racetrack this weekend. Remember, he had a tire go down in round 3. He was out front when that happened.
Yeah, he's looking to prove this truck and prove himself in a big way here in round 4. He will try to chase down the Greaves. Man, the rivalry that we saw between both CJ and Johnny, along with Jimmy Henderson last year, it could be set up for a very interesting race throughout round 4 here for Pro 4.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get up to the back door of those Monster Energy trucks. That was the big plan. He wanted to build a new truck so he could go out and fight against the Greaves. There is Jimmy Henderson once again, and we got a little bit of information on Jimmy. What do you have for us, Haley?
Yeah, well, let's not forget all of last season, while the late Kyle LeDuc was off the track, he was battling cancer. He and actually Jimmy Henderson were working very closely. We had Kyle LeDuc who was watching every race. He was giving Jimmy advice, and actually the design of this new truck is taking a lot of inspiration from how Kyle LeDuc's trucks were set up. So you mentioned Tread on the headset, maybe helping Jimmy navigate through those corners as well. Looking a little bit like Kyle LeDuc out there. How memorable.
Here comes Henderson. He's starting to put some gap out of the way of Greaves. He's reeling him in, closing that gap to be exact. Look at this.
Yeah, Henderson starting to get a little hungry. You saw him try to pitch it in a little bit early. Flame shoot out the exhaust on the 44. Yeah, we've got a battle on our hands. Johnny Greaves definitely knows Henderson's there at this point.
Yeah, look at Henderson. He's dialing in that corner. You just watch how they lose grip. I don't know, something happened to Henderson. Maybe he missed a shift there on exit. The truck kind of died out there. There's CJ Greaves. Remember, he's looking to lock down win number 100 in his career in a truck. He's going to be looking at Faye Stensney, taking that halfway point, that mandatory competition caution this time by.
Well, Johnny Greaves was telling us after his podium 1 round ago where he and CJ went 1-2, and he was saying how he was actually pretty scared out there considering the major crash he had 1 year ago with the season opener right here in Antigo. So it's just amazing they're able to overcome this. That can't be easy to do. You get into that truck and all these feelings, these emotions and memories have to become flooding back to you. Well, I was also catching up with him yesterday and asking about the off season, and he goes, you know what, Haley? It was great. I actually took up fishing. And I'm like, whoa, you're going to tell me that as busy as you are with all the customer cars and trucks in the shop, were you just able to offload some of those responsibilities to your guys? And he goes, well, I simply just left. So picking up a new hobby, even kind of a mental reset, heading out on select weekends throughout the season as well to just go shut his mind off from racing for a little bit, go fishing. So a new hobby Johnny Greaves has picked up.
Son CJ in line right now, if he can hold on to this spot for 100 career wins in pro truck racing.
We'll see Andrew Carlson trying to make a run on Baker for that 4th place position. Johnny Greaves and Jimmy Henderson, they got to go now, because if you let CJ Greaves get out front, it's going to be hard to catch him.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about Caden Baker and Andrew Carlson, but they had a good battle going in that first half. Henderson already showed a wheel to the inside of Johnny Greaves, not able to get anything done as they went through turn 2.
Just hear the rumble of Jimmy Henderson's truck coming through that field.
He's going to try to pull alongside Johnny Greaves as they go down the backstretch. They are fender to fender. Greaves is going to be on the outside, Henderson on the inside into turn 4.
Yeah, Henderson's going to have the preferred position coming in front of this huge crowd in Antigo, Wisconsin. He can't get the job done there.
Yeah, Johnny just had a little bit too much drive coming off the high side. See if Henderson can put it together again here, try to get past Johnny Greaves.
Yeah, I don't know. He's getting to that back bumper, but can't complete that pass. He's going to have to go back to work.
Here goes Henderson trying to drive out on the bottom again.
It looks like Henderson's got a better drive on this back straightaway. He's on the inside. Can Henderson seal the deal here? And he does.
Whoa, and then Henderson goes up on the bike.
Boy, Henderson, you heard that crowd just go nuts when Henderson took over Greaves.
Took the words out of my mouth, and Henderson landing very tail heavy right in front of the flag stand. So now nothing but a whole bunch of Antigo red clay between our leaders, CJ Greaves and Jimmy Henderson.
Henderson was just wheeling it out of that corner. He's definitely got a lot of grip. His eyes are set on CJ Greaves now. Time is definitely running out, Shane. About a minute 20 to go in this Pro 4 race. CJ Greaves well over a 10-12 truck length gap.
See if Henderson has enough time. CJ gained about 4/10 on that previous lap. You can see there's not much left of this racetrack either. Cushion getting pushed out very wide. Yeah, really hard to diagnose what exactly that could be. Henderson was able to get by Cheney a little bit more cleanly, but again, Henderson having some kind of issue.
Yeah, he keeps stubbing the truck coming back onto the oval. That's costing him definitely here late in this Pro 4 race. CJ Greaves having a hard time turning that truck as well.
1 lap to go for CJ Greaves. Can he get to Pro Truck Win 100 here at Antigo? Henderson still flying down the front straightaway.
He is well out in front, just checking up. Antigo, Wisconsin, you got to put your hands together. Anytime you can have a driver get 100 career victories in their career, there's only a couple people that've done it. Kyle LeDuc, Johnny Greaves, now CJ Greaves gonna click off his 100th career victory.
100 Pro Truck wins for CJ Greaves, plus another 50 plus in the side-by-sides. What a career so far. A sweep on the weekend, that is huge for his championship hopes. Henderson put down some fast laps, just not able to run down CJ Greaves in the end. Johnny Greaves up on the box here in round 4 as well. Climbs out of the truck. There it is, 100 on the career in Pro Truck classes.
Special
Pro
day
Light,
for
Pro
CJ
Team,
Greaves.
Pro 4.
CJ Greaves 100 career wins, again undefeated here at Lena, and to be able to finish the weekend on the box both days with your dad. How does this compare at the course of your career? How does it stack up against your most meaningful accomplishments?
Yeah, you know, the 100 career wins, I think they started talking about at Lena, and then I was brought up here, and I think I had more pressure about this will be 4 years undefeated in Pro 4 here at Antigo. So I had a little bit more pressure with everyone saying that on me than the 100 career wins, but it's pretty cool to keep the streak alive and do 100 wins at the same time.
Still ahead, the inaugural Kyle LeDuc Cup, as the racing community honors one of the all-time greats to grace the raceway. Welcome back to Antigo, Wisconsin, and a momentous day as the off-road racing community honors one of the best to ever do it, and one of their own. A dear friend to the entire motorsports community. We lost our good friend Kyle LeDuc after his battle with cancer, but Kyle's legacy lives on. In a pre-race ceremony, Kyle's dad, Kurt LeDuc, and longtime friend Zach Zagar helped establish the Kyle LeDuc Cup.
As competitive as he was, his heart was always with everyone else. So, Kyle, this is for you, buddy. Love you, we miss you.
Kyle's very first Pro Light race was here. Came down the backstretch, slid it perfectly around, and he's been sliding ever since.
Thank you so much. Kurt LeDuc, ladies and gentlemen, father of the late Kyle LeDuc.
Now on that right-hander, Shane, Kyle LeDuc, a year ago today, he
2002, I started this venture short course with my dad. And 03, I nailed down my first win. Lost a bunch of races in between, but today we captured our
Man, you hear the roar from that crowd, Brett. That tells you everything you need to know.
We've got a special treat, the Kyle LeDuc Memorial Cup. Kyle LeDuc, one of the greatest Pro 4 drivers of all time, a 7-time champion.
Man, he meant a lot to the sport. He was an innovator. He always was going outside the box to try to build the baddest machines possible. And to me, I memean, he was a good friend since I was 12, 13 years old. Always cared about the friends and family, but he taught you a lot along the way.
I don't know. Pro 4s will be right on the tail of those Pro 2s. Here we go. The Kyle LeDuc Memorial Cup race underway here at Lions Roaring Raceway.
Yeah, and already CJ Greaves is diving to the inside with those Pro 4s. Here comes Jimmy Henderson as well.
They are going to dice their way through the field very quickly, but remember, the Pro 2s get that joker lane that's going to make up a ton of ground.
Yeah, they're really going to have to rely on that joker lane. Already watching CJ Greaves just walk right through this field.
Yeah, the Pro 4s, we knew they were going to get by pretty quickly. Kyle Greaves only running about 2 seconds slower than the Pro 4s. As far as lap times go, here goes Kyle Greaves right away to the joker lane.
He used it right away. He didn't waste any time, so watch that gap be made up. Wow.
He is out
what
front.
What a difference. Look at Kyle Greaves takes over the Cup lead.
We wonder what kind of advantage that would give. Well, turns out a huge advantage. It's Kyle Greaves all by himself out front. There's your leader, Kyle Greaves, in the Pro 2, the KGB Customs Kenny Tires machine.
Man, what are you talking to your driver and saying right now? You better just put the pedal to the metal and go wide open, because you know CJ is going to be on the hunt now. He knew he had the lead.
Well, 10 seconds was the interval between Kyle Greaves and CJ Greaves. The last time past the stripe, we'll find out how much CJ actually able to gain on Kyle lap for lap here. The white flag is out. There's not enough time.
Coming into the turn one final time, Antigo, Wisconsin. Kyle Greaves taking the joker lane. He's going to get the job done, winning the Kyle LeDuc Memorial Cup.
How about this? Race for second at the line. Kincaid took the joker lane on the last lap, almost able to get past CJ.
We all miss Kyle. He's a hell of a racer, and I knew if you want to be a racer like him, you got to throw it all on the line for a cup race. So.
Well, that'll conclude this weekend of racing here at the Antigo Off-Road National. Brent, your final thoughts on the action we saw here on this tight track?
Well, I loved it. I love these tight technical tracks. The drivers really rise to the top. I mean, we've seen a great race in Pro 4 once again, but the biggest thing, CJ Greaves getting the job done.
Absolutely, a fantastic way to cap off this weekend. And as we here at AMSOIL Championship Off-Road leave you, take a look at our GoPro moment of the day.
As Visser is on his way to the back bumper of Vandenel's, and they make contact.
Bumper to bumper down the backstretch into turn 4.
Watch Visser, he's going to try to get to the bend side. He can't, he's up on the bicycle. He's trying to get grip.
Just running on the ragged edge right now. They're wheel to wheel over the front jump. Still side by side as they head for turn 1.
Remember, Chris likes to go really, really deep into this turn to try to cross back over. See if he can get back underneath of Nick Visser. Look at, there's neck and neck. Talk about him on the podcast. Oh, he goes upside down as I talk about him.
Landed, collected, maybe took a full points race on the docket for
There's He's going to get up on top of his truck, pounding on top of that roof.
Climb on the truck together.
On the Kyle LeDuc Memorial Cup race win, Kyle Greaves.